Alrighty, what's up, everybody? Peter Gilmore here, back from vacation. Yes, back to you again with another video right here on Peter Gilmore YouTube wrestling page, youtube.com/Peter Gilmore. Thank you all for watching. Make sure you like this video, hit that subscribe button down below, and subscribe to all my other channels, which are down below in the description box. And as always, friend me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, share this video all over the internet, and tap that bell to turn on all my notifications so you never, ever, ever miss an upload. So do it now. And that's all I gotta say about that. I'm famished. I'm tired. Just got back from, well, not today, but yesterday I got back from Florida. Now I'm in quarantine mode for the next two weeks, which sucks. So I'm getting retested again tomorrow. So now I get 2 tests. Now I don't know which one is going to be which. I still haven't got my first one. It's been 9 days. These fucking tests, they need to get out quicker. God knows what I have right now. I don't feel anything. I don't have any symptoms, anything. I'm just tired. Rose is sleeping. She's been sleeping all day. But it is what it is. But I'm back. Got a lot more videos to come. And I'm on my laptop today because the desktops, I had to take out the desktop because I went away and I didn't want it to get stolen or anything. But desktop will be coming back probably tonight. Maybe tonight, later, probably tomorrow. But glad to be back. I missed you guys so much. And I know you guys missed me too. And we're back to doing videos. I got this video coming today. Got my SmackDown review coming up tonight. Tomorrow, I'm going to talk about the horror show at Extreme Rules. Got my predictions for the show tomorrow. And then Sunday, I got the review for the pay-per-view. So a big weekend coming. I got to do some other stuff for the XWF tomorrow. So I'll get that done. I got a big weekend. I got a lot to do. We got to clean the house. Got to clean the backyard. This is all messy. It looks like a freaking forest. But it is what it is. And that's pretty much all I got to say about that. So that's it. So, but I'm back. I'm back fully up and operational again. But like I said, I'll be back on the desktop pretty soon. Probably tonight. Just wanted to get on my laptop because I haven't used it in about 2-3 weeks. I had a problem getting on today because I don't know what happened. Got on, it was just a blank screen. So I don't know the laptop's fucking up or anything. I don't know. But it is what it is, and that's all I gotta say about that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, on this warm, humid Friday evening, July the 17th, 2020, it is time for your late and super so far out of date AEW Fight for the Fallen 2020 review. So AEW coming off 2 weeks of Fyter Fest, which were pretty good shows, not in the ratings, but because they didn't do that good in the ratings the first week. The second week, they almost beat NXT. NXT went on a nice little 3-week binge, winning the ratings 3 weeks in a row. But this week, went back to the powerhouse AEW as AEW demolished MX. I mean, they didn't kick ass. They demolished them. 788,000 views for AEW. NXT had, I think, 631,000, somewhere around there. So NXT had a really bad show, and I'll get to that tomorrow. I'm not going to do it tonight. We'll do it now, but NXT just got destroyed coming off a very hot last week with Keith Lee winning the NXT World Championship and the North American Championship, become a double champion. And it looks like Keith Lee is on a collision course with Mr. Killer Cross. So we'll be seeing that probably by NXT Takeover. I don't know what they're going to call it. I think they're just going to call it NXT Takeover SummerSlam or whatever they're going to call it. It was supposed to be in Boston, but they're not going to do it in Boston. So SummerSlam is going to be in the lame ass fuck Performance Center this year. And Hell in a Cell, whatever the September pay-per-view is going to be in the Performance Center. Of course, we're not going to get anything outside of the Performance Center probably for a couple more months. They want to do something in Lakeland, Florida. I don't know if they're going to do it. And they were talking about Cleveland in late September. I don't know if that's going to happen. But you never know, depending on what happens between now and September. There's a lot of cities are scaling back. They're reopening, like Florida, like Arizona, like California. And by the way, I did sign the waiver for coming back into New York City from Florida. So I signed the waiver. So I'll be home by my damn self doing fucking nothing for 14 fucking days. Or maybe less if I get lucky. But I'm going to be out of work for 2 weeks, which fucking sucks. My boss was not pleased with it. So probably cut my pay now. It is what it is, but New York City's going into phase 4 on Monday, which is nice, which means baseball stadiums and stuff like that can open up without fans. So Madison Square Garden, the Barclays Center, Citi Field, Yankee Stadium can reopen, but no fans, of course, which sucks. I don't know if there's going to be a phase 5. And if there is, it's probably going to be sometime in August. But we're getting, New York and New Jersey, we're getting slowly getting back to normal. And we're getting there. Right? But other places like Florida and Arizona and California just getting destroyed. Texas is still getting lots of cases, lots of infections. New York had 385 new cases, I think, today or yesterday. That's not good. And I think the day before was like 685. So it went down a lot. But New York, New York and New Jersey are doing the right thing. Wear your mask. Supposedly saves lives. But that's pretty much all you got to do. I mean, that's what's going to be it for the next couple of years. You got to wear your mask, social distance, and that's it. And if you don't do it, you're fucked. You're hurting other people that want to get back to work and want to get back to normal and want to go to a baseball game or to a concert, which is not going to happen until 2021. So you got basically 6 to 10 more months before you can even go to a wrestling event or a concert or a baseball game. But it's going to be at like 25 to 33% capacity by the time you go to it. Sucks. The only wrestling event that has fans right now is New Japan, who just finished the New Japan Cup with Evil winning the cup and winning the IWGP Heavyweight and Intercontinental titles, and then joining the Bullet Club, which was a shock to me. I wonder how that's going to play out with Jay White, the Switchblade. Walk with Switchblade. I wonder how that's going to play out with Jay White and Evil in the same group. I think you might be seeing Jay White leave the Bullet Club and going after the belts and probably winning the belts. Because I think that's probably what's going to happen. I think Jay White will be the next champion, but you never know. It's not going to be Naito. Naito's probably going to get a rematch, but probably going to lose it anyway. But that's probably pretty much all I got to say about that. And that's all I got to say about that. And yeah, so that's it. So like I said, I'm back doing videos now. I got another one coming maybe later tonight. SmackDown's coming your way in about an hour and a half. So I'm gonna finish this up and then watch SmackDown and then eat and then probably do my video later tonight, probably like around 11, 12 o'clock. I don't know. But we'll see what happens. But the chat room's open. Come on in. Let's chat for a little bit about AEW, Fight for the Fallen, or anything else. And that's pretty much. And we'll see what happens with that. And sorry, my voice is not boisterous right now. It's just really I didn't drink. And cheers to you. I have to keep my voice down because you know who's sleeping. So it is what it is. All right, but let's get into it. I wasted 11 minutes of your precious time without talking about anything. So let's get into it. All right, this is your AEW Fight for the Fallen 2020 review for July the 15th, 2020 from Daly's Place in Jacksonville, Florida. So coming off Fyter Fest Night 1 and 2. The last 2 weeks, AEW brings their Fight for the Fallen event, which was headlined by Jon Moxley, taking on Brian Cage, the Machine, for the AEW World Title. We had the Elite in action against the Jurassic Express. We had a little altercation with Orange Cassidy and Chris Jericho. I'll get to that in a little bit. We had the Nightmare Sisters, Brandy and Allie, in action. We had Nyla Rose make her announcement of her new manager, which was interesting. I didn't think it was going to be. I kind of knew it was going to be her, but I was hoping it wasn't going to be her. But it is what it is. Well, all in all, pretty good night of action, and like I said, the ratings kicked ass. And AEW won 788,000 to 631,000 for NXT, and NXT just like laid a dud this week. But let me just get myself situated here. My ass is killing me. And I'm very hot, but it is what it is. So AEW won the ratings, like I said. We won the demographic again. They were number 5 in the ratings. To NXT was number 49. So they really dropped the ball this week. I thought everybody was thinking that NXT was going to win again and win, start a big winning streak, but AEW came back with a good show. And, Moxley was back. That might have been the reason. Jericho and Cassidy, probably another reason. But still, a pretty good show from AEW. And that's pretty much all I got to say about that. All right. Like I said, the chat room's open, so you can chat with me if you want. And let's begin. All right. So Fight for the Fallen begins with JR, Excalibur, and Taz on commentary. JR said the wrong pay-per-view name. He says welcome. Well, he said welcome to Fyter Fest Night 2, even though the intro said Fight for the Fallen. JR is he's losing it. He's losing it, ladies and gentlemen. JR is losing it. I'm doing two things at the same time. So you had them introduce the show to us, and we start off with match number 1 for the TNT Championship. We had Cody with Arn Anderson at ringside taking on the Concrete Rose Sonny Kiss, and in his first title match, and he gets the chance to get the TNT title off Cody Rhodes. And a lot of people were saying that this is going to be an easy win for Cody. You were wrong, ladies and gentlemen. You were wrong. This was a pretty good match. It's also with Cody hitting a big kick to start. So it's backing Sonny in the corner, bouncing him off the ropes, and he starts doing some Scott Steiner-like push-ups, playing the heel. And I think that's going to be the new norm for Cody. I think he's going to eventually turn heel, along with Kenny and the Bucks, but I'll talk about that in a little bit. So he's doing a push-up. Arn Anderson's pissed off. He's like, what are you doing? Get your head out of your ass. So Cody is then sent over the top rope, skins the cat, goes for the disaster kick, hits it for a near fall. Goes to the outside. Arn Anderson's continuing to yell at him, telling him to get his head out of his ass. Gets in the ring, and Sonny hits a rolling elbow to the face, sends Cody to the outside, starts beating him up a little bit. And then Sonny shoves the camera out of the way. He's like, get out of the way, fool. And it brings Cody in the ring. Cody is hanging on the apron. Sonny drops a boot to the small of the back. Just starts working on Cody. Sonny hits a springboard into a full Nelson, which was kind of cool. Cody pinches the hold. Sonny seems to fade. Tries to escape, drops the elbow, flips away, and hits a drop kick. Ducks on the clothesline, locks the chest, gets a suplex. He kips up and runs into the corner. Cody drops to the floor for an arm drag. Sonny with a boot, and then a Hurricane Rana, and then does the Matrix out of a clothesline. Then he hits a head scissors, runs to the corner. Cody puts the boot up. Sonny swings him to the left. Sonny stabs him, then runs with an axe kick to the midsection for a near fall. And Sonny goes to the top rope, dives off with a split-legged drop, but Cody moved. Cody hits a boot to the head, goes for Crossroads, but Sonny reversed it, and he hits Crossroads of his own for a near fall. Very near fall. Goes to the top rope, hits a 450 splash for a very near fall. And then Cody sends Sonny into the ropes, dives over the top, flips back, and lands on the shoulders of Cody, looking for the booty to the face. That disgusting move that it is. Cody sends him flying over the top rope to the outside stage. And then Cody grabs him, sets up for an Alabama slam, and he hits it. Ow. Cody was running into the ring and makes the cover, but his legs are under the ropes. And he moved, got a near fall on that. So kind of a little botch there. But still was what it was. Cody hangs Sonny upside down on his back and drops Sonny on his head. Ow. For a near fall. Then another near fall out of that. So Cody's kind of getting a little bit upset. He puts Sonny on the top rope, hits some right hands, gets to the top rope, calls for a suplex. Cody locks the hips, and he hits the superplex for a near fall. He starts arguing with Aubrey Edwards over the slow count. Sonny then rolls him up for a near fall. Cody reverses it into a crossface. Sonny's able to get to the bottom rope. Cody takes his time to release the hold, playing that heel heat. Then Cody starts stomping on the left arm a couple times. Then he mounts him and hits a bunch of right hands. Stomps on the arm again. Removes the turnbuckle cover. Arn Anderson's like, what are you doing? This is not the way to win. Cody looks to send Sonny into it. Sonny reversed it, and Cody hits the buckle face first. And Sonny rolled off for a near fall. And Sonny tells Cody to stand up. Hits an hard elbow to the face, then another forearm, and then another one. And then Cody gets one. Sonny fires back. And then Cody shows swinging kick to the face from Sonny. Cody standing. Cody goes for a spin. Cody gets turned around. And then he ducks the move. And then he hits Crossroads. 1, 2, 3. Cody Rhodes picks up the victory. And he retains the TNT Championship. In a pretty hard-fought match. I gave 2.5 out of 5 stars. Sonny put on a pretty good show. A pretty good match for Cody. Give him a good fight, and that was pretty much it. And that's pretty much all I got to say about that. So, good match, 2.5 out of 5 stars, and we'll see where Cody goes next week as his open challenge continues. See who he faces next week as he continues on. I think he's going to lose the title at All Out, probably to MJF or to somebody. I don't know. I don't know who it's going to be, but doesn't appear that Cody's going to lose that belt anytime soon. And if it's probably going to be anybody, I would think it's going to be Lance Archer, but we'll see. Because that feud hasn't really finished yet. And that's that. So Cody gets the win over Sonny Kiss. Match I gave 2.5 out of 5 stars. And that's it. All right. Then we see the Lucha Brothers, Pentagon Zero, Miedo, and Rey Fenix coming in the pickup truck of FTR with the Butcher and the Blade. Yeah, it's kind of rude. As we see Cody hugging Sonny after the match, a little mutual respect there, so that was nice. And then we get to match number 2, the Lucha Brothers, Rey Fenix and Pentagon Jr. taking on the Revival, FTR, whatever you want to call them. Cash Wheeler and Dax, and Cash Hardwood. This was a good match, very good match. Probably one of the match of the night, I would think. And that was it for that. And like I said, it was a very good match. It's also with Dax and Pentagon. Pentagon stomps him, looks to remove the glove, but Dax stomps his foot and chops him in the corner. Then some more in the corner. Gets reversed. Pentagon and Dax trade rights and lefts. Pentagon with a kick to the chin. Tags in Rey Fenix. They double team Dax, dropping him with a kick. Pentagon hits the ropes and gets wheelbarrowed into some type of move. It looked pretty good. They get a nail fall out of that. And then Rey Fenix with an axe handle and then locks the head. Dax looks for a suplex as well. Floats over, shoves, and grabs Fenix, who tries to slide under the rope. And there was a blind tag. Fenix hits the ropes. Dax catches him and Cash swings Boys in with an elbow shot for a near fall. Then tags in Dax, drops an elbow to Fenix after an elbow from Cash. Dax hits a leg drop, pulls on the strings of the mask, and sends Fenix into the corner. Cash tags back in, hits some right hands, and chokes Fenix in the corner. And then pulls back on his face. They go to work on Fenix for a while. He locks the head, looking for a suplex attempt. Rey Fenix floated over, tags the Pentagon, catches the leg. Pentagon goes off the ropes, pulls Cash upward. Fenix kicks him in the face, then shoves Dax off the apron. Ow. And then Fenix and Pentagon hit a super kick to the face of Dax. And then they hit a running dropkick from Rey Fenix to the face of Dax on the outside. Then they go to work. Pentagon chops Cash in the middle of the ring. Cash hits one, Pentagon with another one, so they go back and forth. And then Pentagon wins the exchange. Tags in Rey Fenix, wraps the arm around the middle rope for a near fall. Dax ends up break it up. As Cash pulls the trunks, attacks them both. Fenix mounts and hits some rights and lefts. Attacks the back and backs them in the corner for the tag to Pentagon. So they're working on Cash Wheeler for a while. Cash comes back, hits an uppercut, tags in Dax, hits a right hand, then another one, then a snap suplex. Pentagon comes in, snap suplexes, sucks to him on a Phoenix. And then he whips Pentagon. It gets reversed again. Then a short clothesline from Dax. Chop from Phoenix. He wheelbarrows Dax, catches him, pulls him upward for a powerbomb, but sends him into the buckle instead. Then he hits a running uppercut for a near fall. Cash tags back in. He's in. And Dax flies over the top rope. Cash gets kicked by Phoenix. Pentagon comes in. Cash tries to fight back, but they both kick him and trip him down by kicking the back of the leg. Pentagon sends Phoenix on top of his shoulders, and he lands on the Cash with a big splash. And then a springboard leg drop from Pentagon for a near fall. Pentagon lifts Cash, tags the Phoenix, and he goes up top. And Pentagon hooks the arm as Cash is up, sends him into the corner. Phoenix hops the corner, lands on his feet, sends Dax to the outside, goes for a hurricane, but Cash holds on and swings him back up for a powerbomb. Tags into Dax, flies off the top with a bulldog for a near fall. Pentagon's back in, knocks Cash down, he rolls to the outside. Pentagon drags Phoenix to the corner, gets a tag. Chop from Pentagon in the corner as Dax runs up to it. He locks the head, Phoenix tags, and then gets a superplex. Cash flies and gets the knees up. Phoenix flies the knees up from Dax. So then all 4 men in the ring until Phoenix sends Dax over the top rope and falls with him to the outside. Pentagon hits a sling blade to Cash, gets him on the apron, hooks under the arm, looking for the package power driver. Wheeler escapes, eats a chop, eats another one. Then he kicks, knocks the head. Cash lifts. Pentagon tries for it. Pentagon tries to fight it off. Cash sends him into the ring. Pentagon with a kick to the face. He slides under the ropes, Cash in the ring, hits the ropes, dodges the diving tornado DDT. And Phoenix is on the top rope, he dives on the Cash. Then he kicks Dax, then another one. Phoenix sends him into the ring. And he flies over the back, gets hit with a right hand. Goes for the 619, but he feigned it and swings back in with a kick. Dax does it again, grabs the mask, and we see the mask is off of Rey Fenix, so we actually see his face. Well, a little bit of his face. Then he cradle for a 1-2-3. So FTR get the cheap win. Still a pretty good match. He gave 3.5 out of 5 stars. And they get the win and remain undefeated. And ends up the Lucha Dragons 4-match win streak because they won the last 4 matches. So FTR gets the win. And like I said, pretty good match between these two guys. I think it could have been a little bit better, but still not a bad match. And that's pretty much all I got to say about that. And that's it. So FTR get the win, and we'll see what happens with them as we move on. Afterwards, it gets a little interesting as the Butcher and Blade talk some smack from a truck to FTR, and then the Young Bucks sneak up behind them. And they're like, "We have the keys. We have the keys." They attack them, and they go to the ring. Out comes Kenny Omega with a cooler, and Matt has the keys. He offers them to Dax. Kenny's in the ring, offers a couple of beers, and it's always Miller Lite because they can't get regular Miller beer. I don't know why. So Kenny hands one to Dax, then he hands one to Cash. They cheer in the middle of the ring. Then FTR pours the beers over the head of Kenny Omega, which pissed off Kenny. And Kenny's about to attack, but the Young Bucks hold him back. FTR's all smiles. And that's pretty much it. So, the heel turn of Kenny Omega is coming, ladies and gentlemen, and maybe with the Bucks as well. And I think they're gonna start a feud with FTR in a little bit. But like I said, I think FTR are just playing with Kenny because Kenny doesn't drink. He doesn't drink beer. I don't think he drinks anything, actually. I think he's like CM Punk. I think Kenny's like CM Punk. He doesn't drink, doesn't smoke, doesn't have promiscuous sex. Well, even though Kenny's bi, but it is what it is. But I guess Kenny doesn't drink the alcohol unless he drinks like mixed like cocktails or something like that. I don't know what he drinks. I don't know if he drinks anything or whatever, but that's all I gotta say about that. It's hot in my house. It's freaking boiling in my house. I gotta open a window because I can't breathe right now. Not because I have COVID or anything. I just can't breathe right now. But it is what it is. So we'll see what happens with this situation between FTR, the Bucks, and Kenny as we go into next week. And we'll see what happens. And that's it. But we haven't seen the last of heel Kenny Omega. And I'll get to that in a little bit. All right, we got my buddy Nick Infante 92. He says, "Hello, what's up, Nick? How are you doing? How are you doing?" Nick's got himself a beer and some chips because that's the only reason SmackDown will be worth watching while drinking. Okay. Yeah, I'm probably gonna get some. We really don't have anything in my house. I haven't gone out to the supermarket. I don't even think I can right now because I got to quarantine myself for 14 fucking days, so I can't really go out anywhere. So that's it for that. And yes, I did get a haircut and a shave. But it's starting. If you can't see it from this computer, but I'm getting starting to come back. The beard and the mustache are starting to come back. But I did get a cut, so my golden locks are gone. So I'm gonna be growing it out for the next couple months, probably by October, maybe by by Thanksgiving. I'll probably get another cut by Thanksgiving, and then maybe get a trim for my birthday in December. But we'll see what happens, and that's pretty much all I got to say about that. And yeah, that's that. All right. So that ends that. So we'll see what happens with Kenny, the Bucks, and FTR as we go into next week, and that's that. All right. After that, we get to Le Champion, Chris Jericho. Comes out with the Inner Circle, Jake Hager, Santana Ortiz, and they have a couple of jugs of orange juice. You know, that's going. And Jericho doesn't look to be a happy camper. I don't know why, after he beat Orange Cassidy last week. So he brings up last week in his win over Orange Cassidy. Says he had one of the best matches in AEW history. Did pretty good in the ratings, but it is what it is. Not only did he win the match, he owned the ratings war as well, just like he does every week. He wants to show and explain how the ratings work. It's great to have the overall win in viewers, but the most important thing is the 18 to 49 demographic, and he has never been beaten in that demographic. He calls himself the king of ratings, the man, the champion of the demo, and he is the demo god. That was pretty cool. And so he goes on and says how great it was to be in the ring with Orange Cassidy, and everyone's saying the same thing. We love the match. Orange looked like a star just being in the ring with Jericho, and it's true. He knows what the people want. He understands drawing money, and he says that Orange Cassidy wants a rematch. The network wants a rematch. All the advertisers want a rematch. Everybody wants a rematch between them, but we're not going to get one. Jericho playing his heel side up to a T. So he said Orange had his chance. He did good, but not good enough. And then we hear the crowd saying that Jericho's scared. Jericho says he doesn't care. He pulls out some orange juice, one for him and one for his dead career. Well, that brings out Orange Cassidy. He comes through the crowd. He's in the crowd. He's in the seats and stuff. Then they have a stare down. Jericho tells the crowd to shut up. And Jericho says he's lazy. He has a bad attitude. He's a sloth, entitled, and tells Orange Cassidy to get the hell out of the arena. Orange raises his hand, gives Jericho the thumbs up, thumbs down. So Jericho's like, "What are you gonna do, Orange? What are you gonna do?" And then the next thing we know, we get orange juice coming from the rafters, goes on to Jericho and everybody, and then Santana's overselling the crap out of it. It's like flailing up a storm. I was like, well, that's a good way to sell. So he's flailing around like a jackass. And Jericho gets pissed. He said, this jacket costs $7,000. Then he asks for a towel. Then he gets a towel, and it's an Orange Cassidy towel, which you can buy now on AEWshop.com. So we'll get that. So it looks like we're going to eventually get a rematch between Jericho and Orange Cassidy. I think Jericho will win again because I really don't think they're going to go anywhere with Orange Cassidy. You know, they're going to play. They're going to give him the Jeff Hardy treatment. He's going to be like he's going to get so close to winning, and then they just can't get the brass ring. And that's pretty much all I got to say about that. And yeah, that's all I got to say about that. So I gave that segment 2.5 out of 5 stars. And we'll see what happens with Jericho and Orange Cassidy in the next coming weeks. And that's pretty much it. But like I said, we'll probably see a rematch in the next coming weeks, probably before All Out. So I think All Out will be Jericho and Tyson. And we'll see what happens with that. And that's it. All right, after that, we go backstage with Jurassic Express, Luchasaurus, Jungle Boy Jack, and that little runt Marco Stunt. Jungle Boy's laughing, so is Marco. Wonders who stands there to get doused. Lucha tells him to stop laughing, but after 65 million years, a Dino finally has a chance to wrestle the Elite, and there's nothing funny about that. So they're kind of serious going into the match with the Elite. coming up, and that's pretty much all I got to say about that. So I give that 2.25 out of 5 stars. All right, there we see Jericho on commentary. He's pissed. He says he heard Lucha Express, calls them morons, and tells them all to wait and see what happens to all of them. So maybe foreshadowing, but we'll see what happens with that. So we start up. We get to match number 3, Jurassic Express taking on Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks, the Elite. And that's pretty much, by the way, too sweet me for the look out for the Elite. That's that. All right, so it starts up it was a pretty good match still. It starts with Jungle Boy and Nick Jackson. They lock up. Nick works the arm. And then the left arm, Jungle Boy goes out. Nick flips out, breaks the hold. Then we get a test of strength. Jungle Boy trips the leg, gets kicked up. Nick goes to the top rope, walks in and hits an arm drag, but Jungle Boy hops onto the top rope and does the same. Goes for nothing. No count. Trip up and a pin from Nick for 1 count. Kick from Nick, and he's sent over the top. Nick flies over with an X Factor, but Jungle Boy stops it with his hands and flips out of it. Then we see Hangman Adam Page watching from the bar, drinking some whiskey, doing some cowboy shit. You know how he does. Then comes Marco Stunt, that little fart knocker runt that needs to get his ass handed to him. Comes in, goes chest to chest with Kenny Omega. Omega sends him face first into the mat. Stunt stands up and locks up only for Omega to do it again. Shows Marco away. Stunt shows him back. Omega extends his hand. Stunt's like, should I? Shouldn't I? Okay. Goes for the shake. Omega's too cool for it. And then Marco attacks. Omega sends him up and over. Stunt lands on his feet. And then Kenny hits a wicked chop to Marco. Arm drag instead of a hip toss and a pin for Stunt for a near fall. Stunt goes off the ropes with a Hurricanrana, then a drop kick. Holds his fist up to Omega. He's like, yeah, come on, let's fight. And then Omega's like, I'm gonna take off my shirt. I'm gonna get serious now. Toss it to Stunt. Stunt tags in Luchasaurus. Matt Jackson comes in. Matt hits a right hand, then another one. Lucha grabs him with both hands and sends him into the corner. Matt hits the ropes, ducks an axe kick, and then another one hops up, but Lucha slams him down, hits a kick to the face for a near fall. And then Marco hit a DDT out of nowhere. Jungle Boy arm drags Matt on the outside, so going really fast and furious right now. Stunt flips off the apron on the mat and sends him flying with the head scissors. Nick flies over the top rope, runs and kicks Marco while he's flossing. Flossing and doing the match, really. Nick kicks Jungle Boy in the chest. And we go in the ring. Luchasaurus with a snap kick to Kenny Omega. Omega sends him to the outside. He gets ready, hits the ropes, flies off, and dives over the top rope on the Jurassic Express, which is pretty cool. And then Jungle Boy gets rolled into the ring. Omega's on the apron. Matt's on the apron. Omega is the legal man. He heads in and deadlifts Jungle Boy, sets him up on the shoulders, hits a sit-out powerbomb. Then gets Jungle Boy on his shoulders, runs with him a bit, then hits a rolling senton. Tries to go for You Can't Escape. Omega hops to the second rope with moonsaults right into some knees. Matt pulls Lucha off the apron, hits a super kick. And Omega sends Jungle Boy into the ropes, ducks a clothesline, hits one of his own. And Omega celebrating, tags in Matt, rolls Jungle Boy into a cravat from behind. Jungle Boy comes back with some elbows, hits the ropes. Nick is there to knee him. Jungle Boy hits an elbow. Matt whips him. Jungle Boy hops over the top rope with the head scissors, saying Nick to the outside very hard. And he hits a clothesline to Kenny. Jungle Boy on the rope, springboard with a swinging DDT to Matt. Tags in Luchasaurus, and then Nick Jackson comes in. Luchasaurus kicks Matt away, then again in the face. Looks to chokeslam Nick. He chops Omega, clothesline to Matt. He grabs Nick by the throat, goes for the chokeslam. Matt rolls him to his feet. They go for a super kick. Lucha swings a kick, hits Nick. Then a roundhouse to Matt, chokeslam to Nick. Then he hits a moonsault into a cover for a near fall. As we see FTR joining Hangman Adam Page, asking for a bottle of Jack Daniels, that is. Page like, okay, here you go. So, see what happens with that. We're back in the ring. Omega and Lucha hit right hands in the middle of the ring. Omega hits the rope, spins, and we get a double headbutt. Ow. Lucha goes for a body slam. Omega floats over, hits a running knee to the face. Then a V trigger. Goes for another one, hits that. Then he locks in a half Nelson. Then half Nelson into a full Nelson, into a Snapdragon suplex. Marco flies in and then hits another Snapdragon suplex to him for his troubles. In comes Jungle Boy. He gets one of his own. So Kenny's on a roll. Goes for another V trigger, but Lucha hits a back elbow. And they pull Stunt up from the ground into the ring and lands on Omega's shoulders and sends him flying. And then Luchasaurus hits the extinction to Kenny Omega, cover for a near fall as the Bucks are in to break it up. They fight Jungle Boy and Stunt on the outside. Matt rolls into the ring. Lucha swings with a tail whip, but Omega ducks. And Lucha turns into a double super kick. Then all three men hit a Tiger Driver 98 for a near fall. Marco Stunt gets the tag. Nick comes in as the legal man, kicks Marco on the top rope. Stunt shoves Nick off. Nick on the apron, springboards. Marco stands, gets knocked down. Jungle Boy gets up, springboards Hurricanrana. Then a 450 splash from Marco Stunt for a near fall. As Matt's in to break up the hold. Matt sends Marco flying, and Lucha and Jungle catch him. Matt and Nick in the ring. Lucha with a Guzzo to both of them. He kicks Nick away. Matt on the top rope. Jungle Boy shoots Stunt up in the air. He flies, grabs Matt, hits a Canadian Destroyer off of Luchasaurus into the ring, which is freaking sick. I think Jericho's like, I haven't seen that move in forever. That's something new I saw. He's going completely bizarre. He's marking out. So you get a no out of that. Omega comes in to break the hold. Marco's in the ring. He attacks Kenny, but Kenny locks him up from behind. Double underhook suplex attempt, and he gets it. Hits the ropes, goes for the V trigger, but Lucha is there to stop it, only to eat one of his own. Omega hits the ropes and gets another one to Marco's face. Then he shoves Jungle Boy. Omega gets Stunt on the top rope, goes for a move, spins. Marco rolls him up for a near fall. And Kenny's pissed, and he hits the V trigger. Then lifts Marco up. One winged angel, 1, 2, 3. The Elite get the win over Jurassic Express. Match was pretty damn good. I gave it 3.5 out of 5 stars. And that was that. Afterwards, Kenny's pissed. Starts beating the shit out of Marco Stunt. I was like, thank you, Kenny. Beat that little run up. And then the Young Bucks come in. They have to pull apart Kenny's like, they tell him to calm down. Like, calm down, Kenny. Calm down. It's over. It's over, Kenny. So it's like they tell him it's over. The match is won. So Kenny calms down, says, I'm done. Nick tries to calm Jurassic Express down because they're kind of pissed at what happened. They're apologizing for Kenny. So Kenny goes up to Marco and wants to apologize. Luchasaurus like, that was uncalled for, Kenny. It was after the match. Why did you do that? So they're a little bit pissed. So it looks like Kenny is slowly starting to turn back into the cleaner. All we needed was a flagpole to go up Marco Stunt's fucking ass. And then you would have really saw Kenny Omega circa 2016 or 17 come in today. But I think that they're slowly leading to Kenny turning on Hangman Adam Page, and the Bucks are going to turn on Hangman Adam Page as well. And Page is going to go on his Hangman Adam Page is going to go full face because, I mean, him going heel will make no sense because he's so over right now as a face. So Kenny and the Bucks are going to turn heel. The Bucks are going to take on FTR, probably either at All Out or maybe the next pay-per-view, whatever that is, which I think is going to be October or November, which I think is Revolution, I think it is, or Full Gear 2. Yeah, I think it's Full Gear. I'm pretty sure because I think that was in November. So probably do another Full Gear in November. They'll probably have Kenny versus Hangman Adam Page at that pay-per-view, or maybe they'll do something on TV with them fighting. But it looks like Kenny's turning heel eventually, and that's pretty cool. I think they'll eventually lose the belts because Kenny's going to become a full-fledged heel after All Out. The Bucks are going to do the same thing. Like the Bucks are like the Kenny will attack Adam Page. The Bucks will come out and like tell Kenny to stop, and then they'll smile, and then they hit a double super kick to Hangman Adam Page, and then they just beat the living crap out of him. Like Kenny will hit one winged angel on Adam Page, and that'll be it. And then Kenny and the Bucks start their heel run. I don't know if Cody's going to be involved. A lot of people saying Cody might turn heel might be a heel champion. He might join Shawn Spears and Tully Blanchard because they're thinking about doing another of this, the Four Horsemen. Bringing in maybe MJF, I don't know. But excuse me. So we'll see what happens with Adam Page. We'll see what happens with FTR, Kenny and the Bucks, and with Jurassic Express. We'll see what happens on next week's show. So I think next week will be a barn burner of a show as we start the lead up to All Out 3 or All In 3, whatever you want to call it, in August or early September. So we're going to have the build up to that. So we'll see what happens with that. But Kenny Omega, going back to his cleaner days, I think that's awesome. Because Kenny as a face kind of sucks, in my opinion. Wasn't a great face in Ring of Honor, to be honest with you. But when he joined the Bullet Club, when they formed the Elite back in New Japan, Kenny was a monster heel. Monster heel. He was just amazing. And all the matches he had when he won the Junior Heavyweight Championship. Then when he beat Shinsuke Nakamura for the Intercontinental title, and he held that for a while. Then when he had those matches with Okada, he was just a monster. And then when the Bullet Club Elite, when they got Adam Cole, baby, and then for that little while that Adam Cole was in the Bullet Club, I think it was about 5-6 months. Wasn't that long. It should have been longer, in my opinion, but that's up to me. Adam Cole and the Bullet Club should have lasted at least a year. At least a year, not 6 months or 7 months, whatever it was. Adam Cole should have been in the Bullet Club for at least a year or two. That's it. The Elite's been around since 2016, so. And I wonder how that's going to play on the YouTube show when Kenny and the Bucks turn heel. How that's going to turn out are they going to have Hangman Adam Page on the show? Because he's part of the group. He's part of the cast. Cody's part of the cast, as you all know. I wonder how that's all going to play out on BTE. But we'll see what happens with that. And we're going to move on from there. All right, after that, we go backstage with Alex Marvez. He interviews the women's champion, Hikaru Shida. And he asks her if she's ready for Nyla Rose. I said Nia, but that's a different Nia. She just says it doesn't have to be her. Anyone could be her challenger. She says, if you think you're strong enough, tough enough, and think you have enough passion, show her she's ready. So she basically is just an open challenge. And Thunder Rosa is kind of teased of taking her up on the challenge. So maybe Thunder Rosa might be appearing this Wednesday night on the program. That would be a good match. I would love to see that. I would love to see Thunder Rosa in AEW. I think she would fit well with the women there. Because NWA supposedly, I don't know what's going on with NWA right now. Billy Corgan said that they're still gonna be around. They're not gonna close up shop. A lot of rumors were saying that NWA was gonna close down because of the COVID, because of this fucking virus. They were saying a lot of things about Ring of Honor, but Ring of Honor is still doing a lot of things right now, getting ready to come back. I don't know when. Probably next year at this rate. But they're still showing matches from like 2015. They showed the top 7 greatest rivalries. They're showing a lot of things with Evil right now. When he was in Los Ingobernables de Japón as Evil. And now the way Evil is now, he's a triple champion. I think the first time ever that we've seen of the modern era that we've seen a triple champion. Evil is the never openweight champion. He's the IWGP Heavyweight Champion and the IWGP Intercontinental Champion all at the same time. That is amazing. Now he's part of the Bullet Club. A lot of people saying he's the leader of the Bullet Club right now, with Kenta, with Tama Tonga Loa, the Girls of Destiny, with Yujiro Takahashi, with the Switchblade, Gato, Chase Owens, and the Bullet Babe Peter, of course. Can't forget that ass, but she's fucking hot. Like it is right now. It is so fucking hot. Like Peter is in the room right now. I wouldn't be. If she was in the room, I wouldn't be here right now. I'd be in the bedroom. If you know what I mean. But that's another story for another time. Her and Mio can get the vitamins, if you know what I mean. Because they're the only women in New Japan Pro Wrestling. And a freaking car goes off outside my house. There were fireworks going off like a couple hours ago. I was getting pissed off. I wanted to go outside and find the person was shooting them off and shove a freaking firecracker up their ass. But so far, I haven't heard anything in the last hour or two. That's fine and dandy. I don't care. Hopefully, we don't hear any more tonight. And that's that. And we'll see what happens with that. All right, so Akira Shida sets up an open challenge. We'll see who will step up to the plate and challenge her. Like I said, it might be Thunder Rosa. It could be somebody from the main roster. It could be somebody from outside the roster. It could be Britt Baker. Well, even though Britt Baker's going to be taking on Big Swole, probably got it all out. So that's not going to happen. So the only two people I can think of is Thunder Rosa and Nyla Rose, because Nyla Rose is the number one contender. And I'll get to Nyla in a minute with her new manager. So we'll see what happens with that. So I gave Shida's promo 2.25 out of 5 stars. And that's that. All right, then we get to a promo from Jon Moxley, the AEW World Champ. He's back after his little COVID scare. I'll get that. So he cuts a promo next to some barbed wire. And that's pretty cool, barbed wire fence. He's been upset about a great many things, but says he gets into the ring and gets hit, and live on the edge of a lightning bolt. He says the title's on the line, and they fight for the fallen, their loved ones, people who they care about. He's got a hell of a challenge in front of him. He brings up not being able to hit a paradigm shift. And he won't need to do it. Instead, he's going to rip the bicep of Brian Cage in two. He's going to rip it off the bone. Since he's like, I remember the recent rehab bicep of Brian Cage, which was talked about in TNA when Brian Cage was in TNA as the champion, and he hurt his bicep and lost the belt to, I think, Michael Elgin. But it is what it is. Who cares about that? So basically, he says he's gonna focus on the bicep and rip it clean off the bone, kind of like Randy Orton did to Edge at Backlash. And Edge is had the Edge. Edge is out for like 6 months with that torn bicep. He probably won't be back till the Royal Rumble next year if he's back at all. And that's that. So good promo from Moxley. We'll see what happens at the end of the show with him and Cage for the AEW World Title. Should be a pretty good match. Taz will be at ringside as always, and we'll see what happens with that. So I gave that 2.25 out of 5 stars for that. All right, match number 4 is some women's action. The Nightmare Sisters, Allie and Brandy, with Dustin Rhodes at ringside, their manager, I guess, or his friend. I don't know what it is. They take on Kenzie Page and MJ Jenkins, formerly of TNA. That's pretty nice. See MJ get a shot in AEW. See what happens with her. Probably be a jobber, but it is what it is. Match wasn't anything to write home about. Kind of a step down match, kind of your cool down match from that big elite Jurassic Express match, I should say. Match was all right. Basically a squash match for the Nightmare Sisters. It ends with MJ going for a body slam, but Allie holds onto the head, drives an elbow into the chest. 1, 2, 3. The Nightmare Sisters pick up another victory, as they've been basically fighting on Dark. So it's the first time we've seen Allie and Brandy on televised TV. And they did a pretty decent job. I gave the match 2.25 out of 5 stars. And there was a little bit of a botch here and there with Paige, some right hands and stuff. But basically, it was a squash match. But yeah, so you got the Nightmare Sisters get the win. Like I said, matching it 2.25 out of 5 stars. And that's pretty much all I got to say about that. And we're going to move on from that. And once again, we're live on YouTube and on Facebook and Twitter. You can just click the link on my profile, join in the chat. Big ups to my boy Nick Infante. He's hopefully still watching. If not, well, it's a good for him. That's that. So we get that match, and we'll move on from there. All right. After that, we get the music of the Native Beast. Nyla Rose comes out with her mask and her things, stuff like that. She says she's going to announce her manager. She wonders if we really think she's going to let that info out. No, she's not telling us anything because she's going to let them say it for themselves. Then out comes, excuse me, Vicky Guerrero comes out. Ugh. So we're going to be hearing Vicky Guerrero's monotonous voice for the next couple weeks. Next few weeks, I should say. So she comes out, gets on the mic, does the full "excuse me" crap, because she can't do anything inventive. So she goes full "excuse me" mode, and they let her talk, which you rarely saw her in WWE because the crowd was just drowning her out. I felt bad for Vicky, but Vicky needs a paycheck because she's got her kids to worry about. You know, she needs that paycheck because she's not doing anything, just being in catering and on the back does it for you, I guess. I don't know. So Vicky is welcome to AEW. She's not here to tell anyone about her strategy. Tells Dasha, who was in the ring looking hot, and that when Nyla and her are ready to go after the title, it will be the perfect time. So she says, since it's official that she's the manager of Nyla, she has a special message for the locker room. From this moment on, they need to stop lying themselves about how great they are. Nyla will steal every opportunity they have ever dreamed of, and then she starts laughing after that. So we'll see what happens with this new pairing of Nyla Rose and Vicky Guerrero. I think Nyla will eat Vicky alive. It's not going to last that long. I really don't think it's going to last 6 months. It's going to end really bad. And I think Nyla should have used Awesome Kong. That's what I think. Awesome Kong should have came out with Nyla. No, she gets on the mic and says, we might have had our differences back in the day, but now we have a common enemy. And then Awesome Kong will be the manager and get involved in matches and stuff, just basically beating the living crap out of everybody. I think Nyla will hit the Beast Bomb, and then Awesome Kong will come in, hit the Implant Buster, or hit it's some type of move that she hits. Hit the Awesome Bomb. Not Mike. Oh no, I said his name. Oh no. I said his name, Nick. I'm sorry. Oh no. What do you want? What do you want, Mike? Mike, what do you want? Are you gonna come in and bother me again? Hey, you said my name. I had to come in. I said it by accident. I didn't mean to say your name. Go back in the corner. Go back to putting people through tables. Go back to catering. Go, Mike. Go. Hey, you shut up, Gilmore. I'll put you through a table. Hey. Okay, Mike. Okay. Go put Randy Savage through a table or something. Go do something. Go talk to Randy, okay? Go talk to Randy Savage. Okay, go. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know where he comes from. He just comes in. Every time I say his name, he comes in. I can't stop him. And if you think I do a good him impression, look at the other guys I can do. I should do a video doing my impressions. Maybe one day. One day I'll do it. Maybe next week. Maybe. We'll see. I got so much time on my hands, I can do anything right now. I can show my... Well, I'm not going to do that. I got so much time on my hands, I can do a lot of videos if I wanted to, but I'm just going to take it easy right now and just enjoy my 2-week vacation from work. It was a really 3-week vacation, but because I have this week off, I have next week off, and the following week off. We have next week off and the following week off, and then I go back in August. I think August 1st or August 3rd I'll go back, because I have inventory coming up on August 5th, and I have to help my boss, even though it's not going to help anything, but it could have helped out immensely over the next 2 weeks. I could have helped out really, really good, but I took a chance and went to Florida, knowing I shouldn't have went, but I needed a vacation. I needed to get out of New York. I could have went to Baltimore. I could have went to Pennsylvania. I could have went anywhere else besides Florida. And I can understand that, but I wanted to go see my grandson and go see Florida. But we'll see. Maybe next year won't be like this next year, hopefully. And I can go. I don't have to worry about freaking quarantining or anything like that. I just go, have a good time for a week. We'll see what happens with that. Rose is going back in November, so I have to worry about that in November. But hopefully by that time, Florida will be kicking his ass again. I don't have to worry about it. But if it's still around in November, it's like the way it is now, then I have to worry. But she's going to go down there, come back in about a week or two. Then I have to be away from her for two more weeks. Of course, we have to stay far away doing quarantine. But that's that. By the way, Nick, if you're still watching, what are you drinking? If you're drinking a nice cold beverage, like a little Steve Weiser, or if you're me, drinking some cold iced tea. Or whatever you may be drinking, whoever's watching right now, whatever you may be drinking. I hope it's working out for you, and hope you're keeping cool, because this weekend here in the Northeast, it's going to be hot. It's going to be boiling hot, 94, 95 degree weather. The heat index is going to be like 110. Ugh. I'll be cranking that AC up. My bill's going to go up and up and up and up like my dick in your mama's ass. But that's another story for another time. That's that. So, yeah, go back to AEW. Nyla Rose and Vicky Guerrero are a union now, a pair. I don't get it. But I guess, like Ric Flair said, we got to learn to love it and learn to live with it. So we'll see what happens with Nyla and Vicky Guerrero going into the next couple weeks, and see where Nyla Rose goes from here. Maybe another match with Hikaru Shida down the line, maybe at All Out. Maybe she'll get the title again for the second time, and then go on a monster run. But we'll see what happens with that, and we move on from there. I feel good. All right, then we go to break. We come back. Taz is in the ring saying that Moxley is spewing some propaganda BS. Because while Moxley was at home with his little wifey, Cage was here every week doing his thing. And he's like, I'm done talking. Thank you, Taz, for shutting up. So it's enough talk, time for action, or as Ashley Marie used to say, a little less talk and a lot more action here on BCR. I'm on AEW. So we get that. So now we get to the main event for the AEW World Heavyweight title match. What title? We have the champion Jon Moxley defending the belt against the FTW champion Brian the Machine Cage, with Taz at ringside. Match wasn't that bad. It could have been a little bit better, but it is what it is. Starts off with Moxley trying for the bicep. Mystic gets Cage in the corner, attacks with some right hands, whips Cage into the corner. Cage comes flying out with a hard clothesline. Then starts using his shoulder in the corner, some shoulder blocks in the corner. Then some clotheslines in the corner to Moxley. Cage with a short clothesline out of the corner. Grabs the head. Moxley escapes, looks on the armbar. Cage escapes, curls Moxley before tossing him over his head. Sends Moxley into the ropes and then sends him into the corner. And then hits a running European uppercut. Tiger uppercut. Then a running kick to face. Moxley comes back with a back elbow. Kicks Cage out of the corner. Flies with a missile drop kick. Cage is down. Moxley grabs the right arm. Pulls it over the bottom rope with a snap. Ow. Then he starts working on the arm. Moxley drops his arm on the arm. Pulls out the left arm. Drops it on the shoulder a few times. Then sends him rolling forward. Then a running kick to the chest for a near fall. Goes for an arm breaker, but Cage mounts and attacks with some right hands. Grabs the arm and hits a back suplex to Moxley. Moxley's up right away. He sends Cage to the outside, favoring his arm. John hits the ropes, hits a suicide dive, then locks in a wrist lock, but Cage sends John into the barricade. Cage drags Moxley into where the crowd would be. Well, the crowd would have been. Sends him into the barrier between the seats and the crowd. Then Moxley gets chopped and drags Cage towards the barricade. He moves the skirt, pulls Cage's arm in between the bars, and kicks the arm. Ow. And then Moxley grabs the barricade, leans it against the ring, drags Cage over, looks to suplex Cage onto the leaning barricade. But Cage switched it. Moxley blocked, underhooks. Cage switches, knocks the waist German into the barricade. Ow! That had to fucking hurt. That was pretty sick. All right, and Cage grabs the head of Moxley, sends him into the ring, shows the barricade aside, and slides into the ring, covers for a near fall. Cage hits a right hand, goes for a short close-up, but Moxley ducked, locks in a 1922 sleeper. Cage lifts him up from behind and backs Moxley into the corner. He hits a right hand, hits a back suplex, and a pin for a near fall. Cage sits on Moxley's back across the ropes. Ref starts to count. Cage had to release the hold, shoots John back into the center of the ring. Cage whips him into the corner. Moxley falls forward. After he hit the turnbuckle hard. Cage with a knee to the back, locks in a chin lock, some mat wrestling. Drops a knee to the back. Cage with a torture rack setup. He's in the middle of the ring, pulls on the chin and leg. Then he hits a slam for a near fall. He mounts him from behind. He pulls the arm back at a camel clutch. Moxley stands into the hole, turns, hits some right hands. He hits the ropes, eats an elbow drop, hits an elbow. Then Moxley gets on the apron. Cage sends him flying off with a tackle. Then Moxley grabs a chair, sets it up, and tries to suplex Cage onto the chair, but Cage reversed it and sends Moxley into the chair. Ow. Obviously no DQ in this match. I don't know why. Cage sends John into the ring. He follows in. Cage grabs John by the head, calls for the end. The drill claw, but Moxley rolls him up with an inside cradle for a near fall. Then Moxley sends Cage into the ring post, rolls him up for a near fall. Then he hits some elbows. Cage comes back with a power slam, and then a moonsault. Goes to a moonsault, and then Moxley moves out of the way. And then Moxley hits a running knee to the face, then another one, but Cage hits a clothesline on the third attempt. John gets up and hits a clothesline of his own. He locks the head, double underhook, goes for the paradigm shift. No. Jumping knee from Cage. He spins, goes for a punch with Moxley with the paradigm shift for a near fall. Cage uses the corner to stand. John is on one knee. Taz is looking on, looking kind of concerned. He hits a clothesline to Cage in the corner. Moxley sits Cage up on the top rope. John goes to the top. He locks the head, tugs hard, and hits a superplex. Moxley rolls through to a cover for a near fall. Then he locks in an arm bar. And then Cage lifts him up, hits a buckle bomb to Moxley. John goes to the apron. Cage lifts him up for the second rope, over the top rope into a suplex a la Michael Elgin. Cage looks to finish it off. He hooks the head of Moxley. John rolls over and through, locks in a cross arm breaker. John drives his leg into the face of Cage over and over and over again, trying to break the hold that Cage has on. He's able to break out, but turns into the hold. Cage releases one leg, but Moxley continues to sink in the hold. Taz yells at him to keep turning. Cage hops onto the back and locks an arm breaker again. And Taz is yelling at Moxley, who's telling him to quit, which is really right near the ropes. Ambrose rolls it and locks it up again. Taz yells for Cage to turn, and Taz is pissed. He's like, I don't know what to do. And Moxley's like, fuck you, Taz. And Taz is like, fuck this. Throws in the towel. So Moxley wins by a submission. And that's it. So Moxley retains the title like we all thought he would. But Cage looks strong in the loss. Keeps the FTW title, obviously, because the title was not on the line. So Moxley wins the match. Match was It was all right. I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. Afterwards, Cage is pissed off, grabs the FTW title, hits Moxley right in the face with it, then starts beating Moxley over and over with right hands. And then the lights go out, and Sabu comes out to attack Taz. No, I'm just kidding. The lights go out, and then they come back on. Darby Allin's in the ring on the top rope, dives off with his skateboard, drives it into the face of Brian Cage to end the show. So that was it. So Darby Allin and Brian Cage are going to continue their feud after basically Brian Cage destroyed Darby Allin at Double or Nothing, basically throwing him into ladders and just destroying him. So Darby's back for revenge. I don't think he's going to win, but we'll see what happens with that. And that's pretty much it to end the show. So I gave the Aftermath 3.5 out of 5 stars. So Darby's back in action probably next week. We'll see what happens with him and Cage. And with Taz, maybe Cage is pissed at Taz for throwing in the towel. Maybe we'll start to see the disintegration of Taz and Brian Cage. Taz will probably go back to doing AEW dark commentary. So I really don't think he should be a manager. I think he just stick to commentary. That's just me. And that's pretty much it for AEW Dynamite. AEW Fight for the Fallen. As we saw Darby Allin attack Brian Cage, and we'll see what happens with that as we go into next week. So Moxley keeps the belt. We'll see what happens with him in the weeks to come. I think he'll start a program with MJF over the belt. I think MJF's going to get the belt at All Out. Like I keep saying that, but I don't know what's going to happen between now and All Out. Moxley could be facing somebody else for the belt. It's not going to be Jericho. It's not going to be Kenny. It's not going to be Eggman Adam Page. It's not going to be Cody or Lance Archer or anybody like that. It should be Lance Archer, but just my opinion. But I think he's going to start a thing with MJF. And because MJF's got basically nothing to do right now except looking pretty and looking better than you, and you know it. So that's basically it for that. So we'll see what happens next week on the show. And with the ratings next week should be interesting to see what if NXT can come back from getting their asses handed to them, or if AEW goes on another winning streak. But that's pretty much it for that. But I'll do my NXT review tomorrow. Tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, and then get to my my Extreme Rules predictions on TGC 172. I'll talk about Extreme Rules, the matches, the cinematic matches with, the swamp match with Braun Strowman and Bray Wyatt. We'll talk about the eye for an eye match with Seth Rollins and Rey Mysterio. That may end up, ending with somebody's eye getting plucked out. It's all going to be cinematic. It's not going to be real. Because you know how the WWE want to do that. Because they want ratings. We're not going to do that. But it's going to be interesting to talk about on Sunday night when we do the review for the pay-per-view. It'll be interesting to see who comes out of that. A lot of people saying Rey Mysterio's time is going to be over, so Rey's going to lose the match. And then probably go to AEW. Then they'll somehow explain that he still has his eye. It's like, oh, he was in an eye for an eye match, right? How did he get his eye back? Is it a bionic eye? Is it a fake eye? Is it a glass eye? Oh, he got his eyes back. One of his eyes was, the eye that got injured is back up and operational, but the left eye is bionic or something like that. I really don't know because I don't know what's going to happen. I know somebody's eye is going to be plucked out, and it might be Rey Mysterio, and that's all I think it's going to be. Because unless Seth Rollins is getting a gimmick change, he's going to become a pirate. He's going to come out with a patch, and still be the Monday Night Messiah with one eye. I don't know what's happening with that. Where the hell is Austin Theory? They put him into the group. He's in the group for like maybe 3 weeks, and we haven't seen Austin Theory since. Maybe he's got COVID or something. I don't know. We haven't seen Austin Theory in weeks. We haven't seen Bobby Roode. Sami Zayn's taking his time off. Kevin Owens is doing his thing, even though he wants to go back to NXT, which I think he should. Kevin Owens should go back to NXT. I think everybody should go back to NXT. The people that were in NXT should go back. And also Black, Ricochet. Well, Cedric wasn't really in NXT. I think he should go to NXT, get some seasoning. The Viking Raiders should go back to NXT, back for the tag team titles. But really, you can't do anything with the tag team division because there's no tag teams. So really, you can't bring the Viking Raiders back to NXT. You can't bring the Street Profits back to NXT because they're the champions. Can't do that to the New Day because they're the champions. The Forgotten Sons should go back to NXT. And all you got is Cesaro and Nakamura. Nakamura should go back to NXT and win the NXT World Title. Maybe him and Adam Cole could have another great match. Or him and Kevin Owens could have another great match like they had back in 2014. Well, 2015, I think it was. 2014, 2015, I think it was. When they had that match, when Nakamura was the IWGP Intercontinental Champion. I think it was in 2015. At World of Worlds 2015, which I was at. You can see me in the whole DVD, by the way. Well, most of the DVD, you can see me. I'm on like this side of the crowd. On this side, like the entrance is this way. I'm like right over here, on the edge of the barricade, with a couple of my friends. And that was that. But the days when I went to Ring of Honor. But nowadays you can't go to a wrestling event. You can't even go to an indie event. You gotta go anything. And baseball's starting on Thursday, this Thursday coming, with the Yankees and the Nationals and the Dodgers and the Giants. You know, tomorrow the Yankees and the Mets play the exhibition games. That should be fun in Citi Field. I think both games are in Citi Field, or one they're alternating. So I don't know how that's going to play out. But it's on SNY, which I don't get, so I'm probably going to hear it on the radio tomorrow night. So that'll be nice to see. You got baseball back, which is awesome. And soon we're going to get football. Though a lot of people in football are getting COVID right now, so who knows? Who knows what's going to happen with football this year? The Hall of Fame game is canceled. The season might be in question right now, which sucks if you're a Niners fan like me because you want to see the freaking Niners play. The Washington Nationals are not going to be playing in National Park. They're trying to move the game around somewhere in Washington. Why don't you have it in Baltimore? You're right there. But you really can't do it in Baltimore because I think Baltimore's playing at home to start the season, like the Mets are. The Mets are starting next Friday on Rose's birthday. I would love to go to that game. If this fucking virus never happened, and we can go to games, I would love to take Rosa to a Met game that day for her birthday. But we can't do it now. So I have to think of other things to do for her birthday next week. So if so send your gifts and well wishes and birthday wishes to Rosa for starting now into next week, if you want. That's that. That's it. All right, so that ends AEW Fight for the Fallen. It was a pretty good show. I gave it a solid 8 out of 10 stars. I might be overrating it. I don't care. It's my show. I can do whatever the fuck I want. And that's it. So thank you for watching. Thank you to Nick for coming into the chat and chiming in and listening and watching and all that other good stuff. Having a nice cold beverage and a snack. So thank you for watching, Nick. Tune into my SmackDown review later tonight on the Killer Demons channel. We'll talk about SmackDown as we have the go-home show for SmackDown leading into Extreme Rules this Sunday night. And then tomorrow we got the NXT review for this week. And we'll talk about on TGC 172, we'll talk about Extreme Rules, the predictions and review. Well, not the review, the predictions and analysis and all that other good stuff. We'll talk about the pay-per-view, my predictions and analysis and all that good stuff. And that's it. And then Sunday night on this channel, you got the AEW, the Extreme Rules review. Talk about the pay-per-view, what happened with the Eye for an Eye match, the Swamp match, Drew McIntyre versus Dolph Ziggler, Asuka versus Sasha Banks, the boss. I got Bayley and Nikki Cross for the SmackDown Women's title. And whatever else happens on the show. Well, other matches may be announced. And that's all that on Sunday. And that's it. But for right now, thank you all for watching. Once again, 8 out of 10 stars for AEW Fight for the Fallen. It was a pretty good show, and we'll see what happens next week on AEW Dynamite as we go back to Dynamite on Wednesday night on TNT from Daly's Place in Jacksonville, Florida. So that should be good. All right, everybody, thank you for watching. Enjoy SmackDown coming up in about 20 minutes from now. I'll do my review later. So thank you for watching. I'm Peter Goma signing off. Get a drink, get some rest, get a nice cold beverage, chips, sandwich, whatever you want. Get ready for SmackDown. Then later on, we'll talk about SmackDown. And that's pretty much it. So come back later on my Killer Demon 669 channel. Link is down below in the description box. You can subscribe to the channel and my other channels as well. And continue to smash that like button to death. Smash the subscribe button to death. Smash that bell to death. Turn on all my notifications so you never miss an upload. Send in your questions for my next stream and all that good stuff. And that's it. So thank you for watching. I'm Peter Gilmore signing off. I'll see you guys later. Peace out. Rock on. I'm out of time and you're out of mind. Well, wait. I'm out of touch. You're out of mind. And that's all I got to say about that. So thank you for watching. I'm out. Peace. Bitches.